everyone, welcome back to another installment of the Filmian podcast, where this week we're going to film you in family style. And for some reason I'm doing like a Robert De Niro like hand thing. I'm not sure why.
Godfather maneuver.
Family.
I would rather watch
We're
The
talking
Godfather.
about some Fast and Furious movies, baby.
Yay.
Here, as always, it's me, Xander, the Xander.
The host
with me
of
as-
the most.
The host with the most hair, not
The most
bald.
family.
I'm bald.
No, because you are bold.
I'm a big bald.
So, not much family.
Not much
Skip that
family.
bit, maybe.
With me, as always, is Hamish Beaton,
Hello.
Joe Cook,
Hello.
and Alex Young.
Sorry, that was
Hello.
the Doppler effect.
And this week we are doing something fun where two of us have gone away and watched a random Fast and Furious movie, and the other two have gone away and watched another random Fast and Furious movie. It's real fun. We had fun with it. But first of all, who wants to tell me a bloody moan? Joe, moan to me, please.
I want to moan about my skin. I hate my skin.
Right.
Right.
How?
Okay, this
I
is
don't
a
know
great-
how
this-
these
this
like
is
celebrities and people have like the best skin ever.
This is going to
Why
be
is
really
it that
good
my
for retention.
nose? Why is it that my nose is always so red, even though I cream it day and night, and I cream my whole face, and I wash it, I do everything under the sun, and my skin is still absolutely terrible?
Do you think
I
that
look like a
do you just
freak.
wash it with water? Because that's what I do, and I still have like a few spots, yeah, but I don't overuse moisturizer or anything. Maybe just
I use
wash your
face
face.
wash, water, and moisturizer.
Maybe just wash your face.
And cream.
The phrasing on that was so poor, Joe.
How so?
You're creaming your nose, are you?
You're creaming your face.
Well, I don't know how I'd get it on there, but like
It's
in your
Just
terms. but-
sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? Yeah, Joe, your skin does suck. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe.
Anyone else got a moan?
I have a moan.
Please? Yeah, go on.
Estate agents. They suck.
Ooh.
I've been trying
Yes.
to organise viewings for houses and ask for offer forms and just ask simple questions like, do the windows open? Because you'd be surprised about the amount of flats that don't have opening windows. And they just don't reply to me, and they just don't get back to me, and I'm emailing and I'm calling and I'm just getting nothing back, and it sucks.
That does suck. I've been around estate agents for a long time in my life, and yeah, most of them do suck.
Yep.
Hamish, anything to moan
I have a
about?
gargantuan moan.
Gargantuan.
Yeah. Bounty bars, right? I fucking love them. Right?
Yeah!
So my little autism, right? I pick a food and I like to eat that food for a while, right?
Yeah.
And currently, my hyperfixation is bounty bars. And
Yeah.
you kind of like... You assume that everywhere sells like bounty bars because it's like the same as a Mars bar. It's the same as like a chocolate bar. You get the idea. It's like the
Yeah.
British trifecta. They don't. Where the... So I like had this weird craving the other night, and I went to order some on like Deliveroo in this like fit of madness. And not only did I like find like only 2 shops that sold them in my local area, but one of them were sold out. I bought their last 2, right? I understand that Bounty doesn't exactly have a massive like market. But
No.
who the fuck is making them sell out?
You.
No, because this is
Yeah.
recent. And furthermore,
It's gonna be someone else that's like you who is autistic and their current hyperfixation is bounty.
furthermore, why is
Maybe it's a pregnant woman
why
on
is
craving.
there only two places in the entirety of like where I live, which is not like it's
Greenland.
not fucking rural yeehaw
Oh
England.
no, Joe, you've
I-
doxed us.
Like, we live in like an urban area full of shops. Why the fuck can't I find a bounty bar?
Well, no,
there you
it's
go.
the same with me and raspberry jelly. I have my current
Why
hyperfixation
do you
is
make
raspberry
one?
jelly, but like nowhere like selling like the full pots of like raspberry jelly.
No, but like
I'm like fist fighting children in Aldi for them, you know.
I have actually watched Alex like
Just make one, Hamish.
seen like the jelly in Aldi and peel off like some sort of like F-22 like fighter jet and like zigzag between people and just fucking swoop in like a hawk grabbing a field mouse.
I love my
Like-
jelly. I love my
And
jelly.
what was it that you said to like there was a child, Alex, and they were like their mum went, "You can't have jelly," and you just walked up and picked it up in front of them and walked away.
Yeah. It was the last packet of jelly. I was just like, "Oh, your mum said no, kids. So it's mine now."
My turn.
My
You just
turn.
came swooping in. But yeah,
Love a jelly.
I'm surprised you didn't like flap your wings and go Ka!
That's
As
why
you
I
went
was like
past
going
it
through
like a
Tesco's
vulture.
when I found out Aldi didn't have any left. I was like frantically searching through the shelving, like, where is it? Where's the jelly? You know. But here we are.
You know what? You know what winds me up when I get something from Aldi that's like, oh wow, this is really cool, and I get like that fixation on it,
Yeah.
and then I go back the week after and it's not fucking there.
Yeah, because they change
Like-
their stock like every week.
I know. Why would they do that? Why would they, do
used
that?
to sell hash brown balls, and now they
why
don't.
would you want a
And
ball?
I really enjoyed
Why
hash
would you
brown
want a bowl
balls.
of hash brown? Just get the regular hash browns. They're like 80p.
No, but the shape was enticing.
Look what I've done.
I don't know. Food in different shapes is like cool, isn't it?
Haven't I?
Yes, you have, because they sold
Like-
for 1 week. They sold Weetabix crispy minis, and they're like
I love those.
excellent. They're so good. And then I went back the week after, and they're not there. And now they only sell them in like Asda for like a box for £4. I'm not gonna pay.
Get
Them.
on Amazon. Get on my Amazon.
Oh my god, that's actually genius.
I used to order boxes of Capri
You can
Sun
bulk buy
on
on
Amazon.
Amazon.
It was
Um,
my happy treat.
Xander's hands are furiously tapping away.
Do you
on
think I
keyboard.
could order the jelly on Amazon?
Probably.
Ooh. You could get Bounty on Amazon. Oh.
Wait, hang on a second.
Oh.
Hang on.
Wait a second.
I can get. Hang on a second. Oh, they're trying to fleece me here. A pack of 2 for 15 quid.
Maybe you should have gotten while they were there, Xander.
That's
I
outrageous.
can bulk buy 7 bounty bars for a £5.
This okay. Forget the film, fellas. We're gonna be doing shopping tips and tricks with poor students.
Main topic. Woo! Woo! Fast and
No,
Furious.
go away.
So, to
Boo.
celebrate the release of Fast X in cinemas around the world, there's too many Fast and Furious. There's just not enough time to talk about all of them. So, what I figured we'd do is I put all our names in a spinny wheel and split us up into teams. And so it was me and Joe and Hamish and Alex, and then on another spinny wheel put all 10 technically Fast and Furious movies in a wheel, and the first 2 that came out we had to watch, and they ended up being The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which is what Hamish and Alex watched, and me and Joe watched Furious 7.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start? Because me and Alex are happy to watch you suffer in your misery.
Oh, I mean, I have a little introduction.
Ooh,
You
go
have a
on.
little introduction. Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll start off
so-
with Furious 7. Alright, go on.
So, we know Siwan, fellow podcast host.
Light of our
Great
life.
person.
She warned me that I told her about this happening, and she warned me that the best of the bunch is Furious 7, so we'd be lucky to get that. And when you sent the email, when you sent the message saying we had Furious 7, I was like, oh, there we go, let's go. And I watched it, and let me tell you how disappointed I was. I mean, if that's the best of the bunch, this film franchise is trash.
Oh my god. Oh,
I-
do continue.
I can attest to this because I came into Joe's room last night to see him lying on his bed looking like some sort of like soon
I look like melted
soon
ice
to be
cream during the whole film.
euthanized like patient with some sort of chronic illness.
Oh
like
my god.
he looked as if he was like just edging towards like the end of the line. And I was like, "Are you all right, Joe?" And he looked at me. I went, "Why doesn't it end? Why?"
This had no right being 2 hours and 20
2
minutes
hours
long.
and 20 minutes.
Ours was like an
This is
hour
such a
and
long
a
film.
half.
What?
Ours was an hour and 40.
Where do we begin with this, Sander? Where do we begin?
So I wrote I also wrote an opening statement, Your Honor.
Okay.
So this feels insincere because I actually already saw this one with no context when it was first released. This was the first one I ever saw, and I have since seen all of them, and I am of the opinion that this is kind of like the best one. But I haven't seen it in a
That's not saying
while.
much.
I haven't seen it in a while, so we'll see how it holds up. Let's do this.
Did it hold up?
I think it's solid.
Right.
I think it's rock solid.
So
What happened
It's
in
solid
that one?
in the fact that if I pushed this out of my ass and it was solid, I'd be in so much pain. It's that sort of solid. I'm like, I don't want this in me. Get it out.
Good God.
you're getting your
What happened
stomach
in this
pumped.
film?
Yeah. Can you give us like a breakdown of the
Yeah.
plot? Because me and Alec,
Yeah, absolutely.
we watched
absolutely.
a recap, but like at some point it all just blends
I didn't
together.
have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me find a really good plot of this.
Yeah,
okay.
if you read a rough thing of the plot and then I'll interject when things annoy me.
Okay, so the it's a sequel to. Hang on, that's
Is it a sequel to Fast and Furious 6? by
that's
any
what
chance?
it's saying. That's literally the first line of it.
What?
Okay, here we go. Dom and his family are caught in a quagmire. Giggity.
Quagmire.
When
Giggity.
Shaw's brother seeks bloody revenge.
Oh.
They must not
So I-
only deal with their enemy, but also save a crucial program from falling into the wrong hands.
So I'm presuming the guy in the bed at the beginning is Bold Bloke's brother. That's another thing. This film has too many bold people. I wrote down this film is cars, asses, and bold men. That's what this franchise is.
And none of them are Pitbull. Mr. Worldwide.
Exactly.
Like, what's
Pitbull's
going
the
on?
best
Wow.
old bloke, I'll tell you that much.
So it was released back in 2015. It's the 7th one in the franchise. It's the biggest by far. It made, at the end of its run, $1.5 billion. The highest grossing of the franchise. It has an 81% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, with a 82% audience score, which I believe is the highest for the franchise as well.
Who watched this?
And it has 7.1 on IMDb, which I also believe is the highest.
What the
one.
hell? They were paid. No one watched this film and went, "Oh, that was really good."
That's not true, Joe. So
Don't you dare, Xander. Don't you dare.
I showed you guys earlier. I made a boatload of notes. So
boatload.
I'm gonna kind of go through some of these, and Joe, feel free to as well.
I will.
So I we'll go through it chronologically. The opening one shot kind of slapped, low key.
What was the opening shot again?
It's like a one shot of Jason Statham, the Stath. I call him.
Oh, yeah,
throughout
that's when I
this.
knew this film was trash because
And
there
he-
was like CGI fire.
And he walks through he stood at a hospital bed and then walks out of it, and it turns out he's killed everyone in the hospital and blown it up, and it's just like a one shot as he walks through the hospital. I was like, that's kind of slaps.
That, however, introduced a really annoying bit about this film. Speed ramping. Stop it. It goes, "Roo." Like every shot speed ramps. If it's an established shot, speed ramp. If it's someone walking,
Can you
speed
explain?
ramp.
Can you
it's
explain
so annoying.
what
Just
speed
play it.
ramping is?
Yeah, please.
So a normal shot would be someone walking at normal speed. If it was a speed ramp, it would start at normal speed, then speed up, and then get like so it speeds up the
Oh
motion.
right, okay. So it's like
Got
Okay.
you.
So say it's a shot of a building, it would like zoom in a bit and then go,
yeah.
Oh.
and it happens all the time. and
Those
it's
shots
so
give me
annoying.
bad motion sickness, I'll be honest.
Now that you've said that, they actually do happen all the time.
It's so annoying. Like stop
Um,
it.
I neglected to mention who directed this at the start
Oh,
because I made a
no.
note of it saying
This isn't true,
Ja-
surely.
James Wan directed this.
The horror man.
And I said,
The
"Oh
Aquaman
shit,
man.
oh shit, we cooking for real." Like,
And then
This
his
man
barbecue tipped over because
No,
it's a
like
pile of
James
ash.
James Wan proves himself here to be like a really competent action director.
According to
'Cause I
Joe, no.
No, it's too many cuts. No, it's
I-
too many cuts.
I disagree. I think the best part of this movie is a lot of the action.
Well, that's what
Anyway,
you watch them for. You don't watch it for the family, do you?
I wrote that I've come for the cars, not the women. Like,
Yes.
do you know what I mean?
I wrote what in big bold letters Bunda because there's so
there
much
was so
ass.
much jiggling and
There
close-ups.
was-
I don't care.
There was so much ass on my screen, and this was when they attended the race war.
Oh,
Oh,
that hasn't
and
aged quite so
apparently-
well, has
ap-
it?
Yeah, no. Apparently, the race wars. They invented them, and I said, I think my granddad has something to say about that.
oh my god. Is that
Oh no!
Is that funny? That's a good
That
joke.
is a
I
good
thought.
No,
joke.
I
it,
thought
no,
that
it
was a-
is. It's
a
incredibly
good joke.
funny. I just don't know whether or not that's going to get cut or not.
One thing we have missed already, I think, is her name. I don't even know her name, but the Rodriguez woman.
Michelle.
She's lost her memory.
Oh
in the
yeah, she's
last
lost
She
her
gets
memory from the last
brainwashed,
film.
doesn't she, or something like that?
And then somehow at the end,
Joe, if you don't actually know the backstory, she dies in 4.
She doesn't
Is
die.
missing for 5.
No, she doesn't die. She's
What?
assumed that she's dead.
At the end of 4.
the hell?
So then in 5 she's missing, and then they find her in 6, but she's working for the baddies.
So then they do a street race to remind her of how much she loves racing and her family.
Yeah,
I shit you not. That's
yeah,
what happens.
yeah.
That's what happens, and it works.
that is trash.
It's trash. Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
no.
race,
Dom
bring back
has
your
to
memories.
race her to like win her back the same way they met.
Also in this she's driving in flip-flops, and I couldn't help but giggle.
It was
driving a race in a race war, by the way, race war.
Stop
And
saying
he's
it.
driving it. He's driving in flip-flops, and also for some reason Dom's car has piercings on the bonnet. It looks like nipple rings on the bonnet of his car.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Just-
I
Our
didn't
film
even
is
notice
looking
that.
so
I was
much
looking
better
away because I
now.
was bored already by the intro.
Then we introduced to Paul Walker. I put Ripperonis.
No. Don't we have Vin Diesel being a grave robber first?
Oh, we do, please.
He's about to smash a grave at night.
What
Why?
movie did you watch? also, I should
so
sorry,
they-
real quick. For anyone at home who is of the age to drink, I've been told that the drinking game for this game is to drink a whole Corona every time you see a Corona on screen.
You'll be gone.
Oh, they
mate.
don't shut up about fucking drinks
Yeah.
in this film. But no, there's a grave for Letitia Ortiz. I put, who the hell is that? And then in brackets, oh, it's just that woman because it's revealed to be that woman. And then Vin Diesel gets like a shovel and is about to smash it, and he's like, no, or it's more like, no.
Sorry.
And so he doesn't smash it. I ain't got friends. No. I got graves.
I got graves.
It's such painful. It's so painful for me to hear like all this shit in Vin Diesel because the Chronicles of Riddick and Pitch Black are two of my favorite movies. And like,
Yeah, but is it because
no,
of Vin Diesel? or is it because
makes
they're good
those movies. Like his character.
Wait, he made them?
They're pretty much no, he didn't make them, but like they're pretty sure he like
Oh, I thought it
financed
was, like,
loads of
home
them.
movie.
But like they're so fucking
Vin
good.
Diesel's home movies.
And now, like, there's so much shit on Vin Diesel. Continue. I'm intrigued.
I have much more terrible stuff to say about Vin Diesel.
Then Black Adam shows up.
I'm disappointed that he wasn't wearing a safari jacket like every other role.
And then he's really nice to this woman who he works with. Who, spoiler alert for number 8, is the mother of Dom's child. What? Crazy.
Oh,
Anyway.
Huh?
And The Rock starts threatening Jason Statham. And there's something about The Rock threatening someone that is just so wonderful to me. One of them is, you just earned yourself a dance with the devil boy. That's the whole tweet. That's the
it's
tweet.
always on the same vein of, You've just opened a can of whoop-ass, and this whoop-ass is 8 foot tall, and is so much more muscular than you.
There are,
It
there are
is,
so
yeah.
many lines like that. I have written them down, and I will be reading
In
them.
every rock movie, it's like, listen here, son. Let me tell you, a can of whoop-ass you have just unboxed from this 4-pack of whoop-ass that you just bought wholesale at
Serve you an
Walmart.
ice-cold beverage of pain.
First, I'm going to break you in half with this can of whoop-ass, and then you're going to be made to drink the whoop-ass. Like, it's all
I'm
going
gonna
to
break your fingers in 6 different ways.
It's like watching Steven Seagal.
Oh, don't talk bad about my man.
He should be in a Fast movie, because then it would be just
Can
total
we watch
trash.
Steven Seagal and The Rock fight it out
In a
in
Fast,
a Fast
movie.
movie?
Here was something that confused me, Xander. I don't know if you noticed this, but the opening credits list Gal Gadot. She's in a photograph in the movie. That's it.
Yeah, no,
Why
she
is
died.
she in the opening credits?
She died in the last one.
Why is she in the opening credits then? She's not in this movie.
Because they used her image, so they've got to pay her. I
What?
guess.
What?
I think after
I guess that-
once
this
they
makes
get
no
like
sense.
notoriety or something, even if it's like a mention, they owe them like royal. They'll try to claim anything. So because she's obviously like Wonder Woman now, she's like big and massive. They'll milk everything basically.
This is where I first put that. You can tell that James Wan directed this because the action is stupidly well shot. I feel, especially in this first action sequence between Jason Statham and The Rock. I think it's really well done.
I thought some of the fighting, the continuity between it wasn't good. 'Cause sometimes, like, there's the fight in the moving truck when they're on the road trying to get that woman. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Like Paul Walker would punch, and in the next shot, he's not punching anymore. Like some of the continuity didn't match up, and I thought,
Yeah, how
I
dare
know.
they?
I feel like it. I feel like it worked a lot. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just like I turned my brain off already. Like it's silly. It's a silly car movie. Like,
yeah.
and I gotta know whose idea it was to sideline The Rock for the whole movie because I need some answers. Like he's by far the most charismatic person in the cast. Like why sideline?
Yeah, but he would have changed the whole power.
Dynamic of
What
the
is
D,
it?
of
Power
the DCU.
dynamic of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Batman,
So,
you've
yeah,
just
you have to
opened a
get
can
rid
of whoop-ass.
Sorry, you were talking about Paul Walker, Xander. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so obviously during this, while they made it, he passed away, and so they bravely decided to just do it anyway, and just get his brother to film his scenes for him and try and CG over him, and I think for the most part it works.
I think the only noticeable bit was the last few shots. The rest of it I thought was seamless.
Yeah. You can tell when it's not him, but like not
Yeah,
in a
'cause
way
they'll
that
cut
like
away or
Exactly. Like, there's barely any shots of his face, so they've
Yeah.
done it well in that sense. But like, it's so obvious when there's a scene where it's like, oh right, he's just not there.
yeah.
That's-
I
but
think
it's
that's
well
one of the
done.
strong points about this film, though. It's a very touching tribute to him. I mean, the film ends with a montage of like all
Yeah.
his appearances in
Yeah,
the
man.
films. So that's really nice.
We'll get to it.
Whoops.
It's. I think it's such a shame that Vin Diesel and The Rock are such mortal enemies now because they actually kind of have good chemistry with each other. So,
I don't think Vin Diesel has good chemistry in this film with anyone. Like, who's the woman he's with again? I can't remember the characters' names.
Letty.
Letty. I do not believe for a second that they married each other or that they love each other. Like, I kind of like, and also there's the next scene coming up was he goes up to the woman who is you spoke of as in the Fast and Furious Havens,
Yeah.
and he just walks up like completely like this, nipples protruding. You okay? The man is emotionless.
They're like fucking
Like, throughout this whole
turrets,
film.
aren't they?
Like you've probably seen in the trailer, they jump out of this plane in cars, and he's just in the car like this.
Just like motion.
The whole there is
like
there
a
is no
pen.
emotion on his
Joe,
face.
yeah.
It's just- they
This
couldn't
is
afford
this
it,
is
it's just a
audio only,
JPEG
but
of Vin
Joe
Diesel.
just looked emotionless at the camera, just to let
Oh yeah,
everyone know.
just for context.
Bad etiquette.
I bet it's
fucking,
on it,
it's like
I
a
bet it's on
fucking
it.
totem pole. It never changes expression.
He is. He's like the things on Easter
Yeah.
Oh
Island.
my god. we're just laying into him, you know,
Dum
like
dum, you give me family.
And we've got another quote from Vin Diesel.
Please say it's the one I've got as well.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Go on.
Well, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
So he says this to. So this is exchange between Vin Diesel and whatever his name is.
The Rock.
I Am Groot guy. I can't remember.
Vin Diesel.
What's his name? Vin Diesel.
Wait, did you just say between Vin
did I
Diesel
say
and
bet-
Vin Diesel?
He said Vin
Did I
Diesel
just
and
say
Vin
that?
Diesel.
He's looking at no between Jason Statham and Vin Diesel. So Jason Statham says, "What are you gonna do?" And Vin Diesel says, "The words ain't even been invented yet."
God.
And then, where is it? Yeah. Oh, then it's the end of Tokyo Drift, which means that Tokyo Drift is now chronologically the sixth one because Han dies. Han dies in this
Oh, he
movie.
doesn't though, does he?
Yes, he does. He fucking does die in this movie.
Wait, does he die in the previous movie?
He
Then?
dies in the end credit scene of 6, and in this
That is
one,
so terrible.
and halfway through Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Wait, does he
Hang on.
die
Please.
again?
No,
they
it's
kill
the
him in a
same
post-credit
death.
scene,
It's
and in
the
one
same
shot
death.
in
Yeah,
this
no, no,
film.
You know
That's
when
no,
he
he doesn't
you know when
die
he
because he
crashes and
comes
dies?
back.
He's in the trailer for X.
Yeah,
X10
he
or
like gets
X is
brought
10,
back
isn't
because
it?
it turns out it was like an inside job to get him to fake
Ja-
his death.
yeah,
or
Jason
some
Statham
stupid
hits him
shit
with a
like
does
car.
this.
necromancy.
So at the end, so halfway through Tokyo Drift, he dies in the same way he dies in the post-credit scene of 6, and halfway through this movie as well. So we know that Jason Statham's a shit because he killed him.
He does nothing in this film.
Jason Statham.
He's just there.
He just keeps
That
popping
his
up.
whole gimmick is, oh, you killed my brother, so now I'm gonna hurt you. But like he just random like in is it
Sorry,
Dubai? Is that where they go?
to requote that, you've just killed my brother. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm British.
He just
I'm British.
he just pops up like they're just on their own adventure, and then suddenly an elevator opens, and he's just there.
Yeah, he's just everywhere.
I
Just-
like
how
like
does he know
him.
they're there?
I find him oddly charming. I don't know what
Me
it
too.
They're good in
is.
Hobbs and Shaw. They're good in Hobbs and Shaw.
They are
He's
phenomenal
a
on
good
Hobbs and
actor,
Shaw,
I think.
but we're not allowed to speak about that movie because that's a good movie. Back to
Oh, yeah,
Fast
sorry.
and Furious
Then-
7.
Then Vin Diesel and Jason Statham drive headfirst into each other and walk out with no scratches.
I wrote that down. That was so terrible.
drive
And
at
there's
like
so many like
They're
there's so
trying
many
to
action replay shots of
Yeah,
like
they're-
vroom, vroom, vroom.
they're trying to get up to 88 miles an hour, but they get in each other's way. It's
Why did they need to
really
get to
awful.
88
trash.
miles an hour?
It was a
To
Back to the
travel
Future
back in
joke.
time to save that guy
Oh.
who dies in the
No, it
post-credit scene.
wasn't.
No.
No, please
No, we're
don't
taking the
be-
piss.
Oh, okay. I
We're
would see.
taking
I
the
nearly
piss.
There's no time
believed
machines
it.
in-
I
there's
nearly
no time machines in
believed
Fast and
it.
Furious,
These
yeah.
films are so stupid. They put duct tape on a car and shot it into space and crashed it into a fucking satellite. These films
did
are
do that.
ridiculous.
I'm waiting for the end of the Fast and Furious franchise to be the same as Avengers
gonna end.
Endgame. Like Dom's like sitting there bleeding out in front of Jason Statham, and all he hears is family.
I got my
and then a
family.
portal opens, and out comes The Rock. Out comes Baby Driver. Like every car movie, fucking Lightning McQueen's there. And
Out comes every iteration of Vin Diesel in those films. There's just like 20 vested bold blokes in a line like, "We are family."
And Pitbull's the cameo at the part. That.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide.
Needs to go frame by frame to see Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull's fucking Howard the Duck. You see him for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Then we get introduced to the real best character of this movie, Kurt Russell.
I thought it was Ian McShane when he first got out the car.
Jesus Christ.
No, because it looks like his character from John Wick. I was like, he's in this?
He's just in a suit. It's just a man in a
I know, but
suit.
he had the glasses. Aren't we all?
It's Kurt Russell.
Mr. Nobody.
And he's so charming. He's so fucking charming, like everything. I love that man. And then we get the almighty exchange of, I really like this Belgian ale. I'm a Corona man myself. And out whips a bucket of Coronas with the Corona logo on the bucket.
How many Coronas were in that? Because that means you have to drink an entire Corona for each Corona seen on screen.
Like
There's quite a
3.
few.
I don't think I could drink that.
I
many.
wasn't
I feel like
counting
my
anything.
stomach would be full of like such like awful beer gases that I'd just be burping the entire time.
You know what? I'll be honest. Corona. It's not
I
the
like
worst
Corona. Corona's my
It's
choice of beer.
fine. I just don't think I could chug an entire crate of it
I could.
without being sick.
We then get introduced to the plot. So God's Eye. It's the most.
Wait, we're
important
not
thing.
at the
Yes.
plot.
No, this is the plot. The God's Eye. You know,
They want the
I
God's
thought- I
Eye,
thought,
They want the
which
God's Eye.
basically hacks into
I thought
everything.
we were, like,
and
done.
It's surveillance.
No,
This is like under the first
Jesus
hour.
fucking
Not even the first hour
Christ.
yet.
I'm scrolling through my things because I wrote later on. I love these movies' use of the word hack. It's so delightfully non-specific. It could mean literally anything. Amazing. No notes. Yeah, we've got to hack into this. We can hack anything. Yes. Oh, they're hacking us. Amazing.
It makes me so
fucking-
annoyed.
I hate
I love
because
it.
It's like realistically, hacking takes hours. Like the word hack, like what bypassing like a
hacked in.
firewall or like something like this. What
I'm
they
hacked
do in these films is they turn on their VPNs and then they like smash their keyboard and go ooga booga, smash my keyboard like monkey, and then they get through the firewall
They get through
or
the main
whatever.
frame.
Yeah.
That's it.
For some reason, Ludacris is the tech guy in these movies as well.
Why?
On the subject of
I hate
him,
these films.
the banter between these characters is just so shit.
Yeah, I put here that Tyrese is trying painfully hard in these movies, and it's so
Yeah.
annoying. It's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Another bold bloke as well. This film is literally if you open up a pack of eggs and look down.
Hang on, where is it? I wrote something else about this as well. Hang on, where is it? Where is it?
Because they brought back all
Where
of
is
the
it?
other characters from Tokyo Drift. Is Twinkie in it? Twinkie's in it!
Twinkie. Isn't that one of the Teletubbies?
Twinkie's apparently in it.
Wait, who's
A
Twinkie?
really unfortunately named character from Tokyo Drift.
Oh, yeah. He shows up because they show the post-credit scene from Tokyo Drift, or is it the ending when Don Tote shows up?
I'll get to that.
I have no idea who you're on about, and quite frankly,
He's a
I
side
don't care.
character in Tokyo Drift
Tokyo
who
Drift.
exists to really. It's a quite
He's
unfortunate
kind of
stereotype.
just- He's there to be the funny black man in Tokyo that sells broken iPods, and that's what he is. But we'll get to that. Carry on.
We'll get to it. Right, where are we up to?
I've got a note that says, "Oh, this is the one where they drive out of a plane."
Yes.
Oh.
They skydive in cars.
And Dom is motionless in the face.
My question at that point was, why do we hate these movies? Why
it's
do we
'cause they're
hate
bad.
these? They're
'cause
just
they're
like what other movie franchises like diving planes out of diving
Impossible.
cars out of
I'm
planes?
not gonna
Absolutely
lie.
not.
Have you seen Cars
Fast
franchise?
and Furious has the same vibe as WWE for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just trash. And it's all fake, and I don't believe any
Well,
of it.
no shit, it's fake, Joe.
No,
You're
what,
not gonna
Joe?
strap
You-
someone to
Joe,
a
I thought it was a
car and
practical-
throw them out of a plane.
I thought it was a practical effect when they
Yeah,
they
no
s-
CGI in these films at all.
No, I think that you can tell there's so many moments that things are practical. In the newer ones, yes, everything is CG, but like in this one, you can tell like when they're coming down, obviously when they're driving out the plane, it's CG because you can't do that.
Oh,
when
thanks
they're, like,
for
half in the air-
clarifying.
Oh, there we go then.
Yeah, when they're like half in the air, it's real. And then when they're driving about and doing all the explosions and stuff, that's still real. So much of it is real, which is amazing because, in this new one, you see the trailer and you're like, oh, right, everything is just fake in this. So, like, it's nice to know that at a point they were trying. You know?
That's not saying much though, because this doesn't amount to much.
I think the most outrageous thing in this movie is the fact that Brian is doing this mission in a hoodie, jeans, and Vans.
Who's Brian?
Oh, that's Paul Walker.
Oh, is it? I was cool. I thought the character was Paul Walker.
No.
No.
Oh my
Joe,
God.
did you
Oh,
watch
Joe.
the film?
I did, but I didn't really engage with it
Okay.
because it hurt me.
Oh,
It
and
hurt me.
then we get the reveal that Ramsey, the person they're trying to save, is a girl, but they're a hacker. But girls don't know about computers. Oh, silly.
They must have. The writers must have thought, "Oh, this is such a twist because
Great
women
twist.
cannot be hackers."
You thought
Women
Ramsey
we got
was
him
man
there.
because
Nothing
man
about
name, but it
computers.
actually woman. What? And now two of the cast members would like to fuck her. What?
Oh my god, that is actually
Pretty
the
much.
main joke. That's the
Yeah.
main joke for the rest of the movie.
That they
Yeah.
all want to fuck her.
Um,
I will say, during the car chase trying to get Ramsey, I wrote this note. I'm an hour in and I'm so uninterested. This was during a car chase and I'm uninterested. It's not going well.
So I wrote a few more notes during this scene. They drive down a mountain. Vin Diesel just drives down a mountain.
Yeah.
And at this point, I literally wrote, "I'm so entertained." Like, that's so crazy how we had like the opposite experience here. Then Jason Statham gets like crashed into by Tyrese, and I put, that must just be so demeaning. Like, imagine getting like bodied by Tyrese.
The funny thing
Again, it
is
just
that
pops up again.
whilst we've
That's
been
so shit.
whilst we've been talking about it, I've got the cast up right now, and every time you mention a character, I have to look, and I'm scanning, and I'm like, that one, right? Continue, because
Oh no! Every time we talk, it's a mix of character and actor name. There is no consistency here.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't know the characters' names, so
and then
I know Dominic Toretto. That's what I know.
I think everybody knows
Toretto?
that. I know it.
Toretto.
Oh,
He doesn't know it apparently.
I wrote the bus cliff scene is so fucking peak.
Oh
it's
yeah.
just an
Pure-
Italian job on steroids.
Pure Kino. Like he's Paul Walker's in a bus and it's crashing off a cliff, and so and then it stops on the edge, and he has to climb up the bus that's hanging off the cliff, and as he starts running up it, it falls, and he has to jump off onto the cliff, and he's caught by a car. Oh, it's so peak. So cool. No notes. 10 on 10. And then Jaimin Honsu shows up as a
What the
villain.
hell is that?
You know who Jaimin Honsu is?
No, not by name.
Hang on, I'm looking.
Is he the guy from Guardian?
Oh yeah.
He is the guy from Guardians. See, do know him, Joe. You.
He was a villain for the sake of being a villain.
He was the villain for the sake of being a villain.
This is all
and then so-
mind-blowing crap.
So then, right, okay, I've got, right, okay, so, fucking Dom is trapped on the side of a cliff, and there's a row of cars in front of him, and you're like, he's trapped. There's nowhere to go. He drives off the cliff, guys. He drives off the cliff.
It flips and crashes, and he just walks out completely fine.
This is
Not a
theme.
scratch.
This is a
Not
theme
a
with
single
these
scratch.
films.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Like he
The
literally
goat.
says to Ramses, the girl in the car with him, put the helmet on, it will protect you. And yet he's got nothing on his head, and he's absolutely fine.
Well, yeah, because we can't have Vin Diesel die. Then what's the point of the film?
Oh.
We won't get
The
any money
day
if Vin
that
Diesel
Vin Diesel's
dies.
head cracks like the egg it is in one of these movies.
Someone gets like a massive bit of toast and just dunks it in his like broken head.
So then Ramsey starts talking, and I'll be honest, I completely forgot that she was British. That took me completely off guard.
She voiced one of the main characters in the Dark Crystal
Cool.
series on Netflix,
Nice.
which
She's from Game of
annoyingly was
Thrones.
cancelled.
Yeah.
That too, I've not seen that.
And then I wrote this note that isn't about the movie specifically, but I love a globetrotting action movie. Like, it just shows us these crazy cool places, and we just blow them up. That's dope as shit. I think that's really fun.
I think it was around this scene that he said for the first time, family.
Yes, I wrote that, and that's when I realised I should have been counting. Because they definitely
Yeah.
say it before this. And then the butts are back.
Yep, I wrote down more ass and tits, slow motion jiggle, Ramsey walking out the water.
Yeah,
That's my note.
it's a
Yeah.
classic movie trope. It's a classic trope. Let's go. Even though
we
even
don't
though
need it. I literally don't care about it.
even
I
though
want to
it
see
was
plot and cars.
this trope was perfected back in 2006 when Casino Royale released.
Daniel Craig.
And Daniel Craig walked out.
Yeah,
That's my favourite
Amazing.
James
we
Bond
got the same
film, that,
thinking.
you know?
It's the
That's
best one.
trash, that film. They're just playing cards for an hour and a half. I don't understand it.
Joe's
Doesn't
got
make
like
sense.
the worst movie takes, honestly.
Excuse me.
He does like Thor: The
You're
Dark
wrong.
World.
It's okay.
And then we see a shot of the three towers in Abu Dhabi, and I said, I remember this one. And I got a little bit excited. Because I knew what was
because
coming.
you remembered the.
I knew what was coming.
remembered the trailer. I remembered the trailer. I was like, okay, is that's gonna happen soon?
And at this point, I was listening to the soundtrack, obviously, and I was like, I love this soundtrack. So many throwback bangers. Get Low and Turn Down for What in one scene. 15-year-old me has a massive erection right now.
In 2015.
Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And
Don't
then,
forget though, Xander.
immediately after, GDFR plays.
Oh, Jesus.
Amazing. What a soundtrack.
Don't forget though, Xander, because as soon as they get in all their tuxedos and stuff and enter the building that they're gonna have to get the car from, which has got the god eye in,
Yes.
there is more ass and tits.
More butts!
Because apparently we need that.
More butts. There's so many
I
butts.
hate it.
And Ronda Rousey's in this as well for a scene.
Apparently, yeah. She plays
Yeah.
someone called Kara.
Doesn't the bold guy, I can't
Which
remember his name, the one you found annoying.
Tyrese.
Yeah, doesn't he say to this 18-year-old girl, "Oh, I bet you got some boulders under there,"
Yeah.
or something like that? It's
Yeah.
really bad.
I said you need to leave, please. I'm begging you.
It's so bad.
God.
Then they find this this supercar that the God's Eye's in, and
Why is the super weapon in a car?
And Vin Diesel casually lifts
he
it.
just lifts the car. He just
No.
lifts the
He's
car.
Ooh.
He just lifts
And like
the car.
when they
It's
do a
amazing.
close up of him, he's not actually holding the car, so he's just stood there like this. Like it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God,
Oh, just for the listeners, I made an emotionless face again. I should make that clear.
And then we get a girl fight, and
Wait, whoa.
Michelle Rodriguez punts someone, which
She
you know,
does.
Do you know
really
what?
cool.
Actually, I think we don't have enough punts in cinema.
We don't have nearly enough punts.
Because if, like, you know, you see people getting kicked in the balls all the time or whatever, but,
We-
like,
all the
We
time.
had Matt Smith beating up Jared Leto in Morbius, so
I didn't
that's a
watch
fun.
Morbius, I'm going to be completely honest, so I do not care.
That was a great joke. That was fantastic joke, Joe. Well done.
Thank you. I mean, factual as well. So,
Then Ludacris beats someone up, and I'm officially out of gasps.
who is Ludacris?
He's a rapper, and he's the tech guy, and he beats someone up.
Huh? Who's the tech guy in this?
The one
Here you go.
that's not Tyrese.
Jared, I'll send you a picture of his face, you'll recognise him.
Is he the one?
I'll put it in,
Oh, is he one of the
put it in
main
the
group?
main chat.
Yes.
There you go.
And he's.
That's ludicrous.
Ah, it's nice to be learning the names as we go, you know, and not during the film experience.
Then Statham shows
another-
up again.
Oh yeah, he just pops up out of an elevator.
Yes.
But we do get another catchphrase from Vin Diesel.
No.
Yes, we do.
Time to unleash the beast.
Because guess what? They're gonna steal this. They're gonna steal the supercar, guys.
The beast.
Why are they stealing
They're gonna
the
steal the
supercar?
car. Because
So
it's got the God's Eye in it.
They cannot find the God's Eye.
What
and
is
the
God's
shutters
Eye
are closing,
again?
so
Is
they're
that
going
the
to be
weapon?
trapped.
It's the MacGuffin.
Why is it in
the
the
hacker.
car?
So they can't find it. So Vin Diesel's like, "Get in the car," and they get in the car and they just drive about for a bit and like knock into Vin Diesel and run him over in the building. And then Vin Diesel just keeps driving and then smashes through the window
Hang on.
and
Right,
then
yeah.
jumps. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? I'll let you do it.
So, but where are they going to drive this car? They're on the top floor of a skyscraper. There's nowhere to go. He's going to drive out the window. They drive out the window. And this is where I'd like to, I'd like to direct Hamish and Alex to the, where is it? It's the quotes. Is it quotes? No, it's not. It's in episode plans
Right.
on the Discord chat.
Oh, this.
And you will see a Furious 7 clip, audio file. If you guys could play that now, then I will play this for the listeners at home as well.
He drove out the window! He drove out the window!
Wait, hang on. There's no brakes. They don't know what to do. They're driving towards under the window. Yes! Yes, do it! They're going to drive out the other window! Drive! Go faster! They're trying to slow down. They can't do it! Out of the window! Yes! Let's go! Oh my god! He's into the third one! Oh my god, this goober's gonna get hit with a car! Oh my god, I fucking love this! This is the best shit I've ever seen in my life! So.
I'm just glad you're having fun when watching the film, to be honest. You just sound like you're having
How
such
did you do
fun.
it?
It was so fucking cool. They drive a supercar out of like an 100-story skyscraper into another skyscraper, drive through that skyscraper, out the window of that skyscraper, and into a third skyscraper. That's the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. What are you talking about?
It's better if you watch this with other people.
What one of those skyscrapers, by any chance? Skyscraper from the hit movie with The Rock.
You just see Dwayne Johnson hanging from there.
Unfortunately,
That was
not.
a terrible movie.
Dwayne Johnson had both of his working legs in this movie.
I was about to say when Rock
arm, not so much,
pretends
though.
to be a paraplegic and no one points that out and goes, actually that's not. It's kind of bad that he's doing that.
So after this, they wait. How do? Oh wait, no. They take it from the car, don't they?
Yeah, they take it from the car and they give it to Kurt Russell. And I was very much expecting Kurt Russell to be a Disney twist villain, but he's just a kind of cool government guy. I dig it.
But we do hear the line, "I don't have friends. I got family." He finally said it.
He said it.
The iconic line.
And I have a question, right? So they use the God's Eye to find Jason Statham, and they track him from where he was in the skyscraper back to his little lair in Abu Dhabi. And Jason Statham is on the run from the government, but yet he also has a Lamborghini. I'm not sure how that happens.
Okay, so Xander, you're not going to question how a car has driven through 3 skyscrapers, but you are going to question how a man on the run from the government gets a Lamborghini. I'm so glad you have your fucking priorities in order.
Yes.
I second this.
When Dom meets what's his name? Is it Deckard?
He's like scanning his list of names like me, and I haven't even seen the film.
I wrote it down, but I deleted it. Hang on.
Deckard, Jason Statham is sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Dom meets Deckard, Dom says to Deckard, "I'm ready to meet my maker. Are you?" Another classic Dominic Toretto line.
The words haven't even
and then
been invented yet.
And then someone tries to kill Kurt Russell, the bastards.
No, not Kurt Russell. How could they?
I know. And then we get like the build up to the third act. I'll be honest, this is where the movie falls off for me. And I put here that they really made this film feel like an ending. Why couldn't they have just ended this here? Like, go out on a high.
Money.
Paul Walker's gone. Let the franchise go with him. They keep talking about how it's one last ride, but it's bollocks. They've got 5 more movies after this, with the 6th one heavily rumoured. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
It makes me feel really icky.
I wrote this down saying Vin Diesel says one last ride as he takes the sheet off his car, and my note is shut the fuck up. There are 3 more films after this. Also, as a separate note, before this, Kurt Russell promotes alcohol again as he's like dying. You know when he's in the car.
He says you really
in the back
gotta
of the car.
try that Belgian ale.
Can I just
Yeah.
add? I've noticed this. Every one of these movies seems to end as if, like, they're not going to make another movie. Think about
When
it.
we all know they're gonna
Like,
make another
we
movie.
all
It's just
know.
Vin Diesel giving puppy dog eyes to studios going, "I don't want to die. Give me the
Let me. Do you think Dominic Toretto's actually sentient inside Vin Diesel's mind? He's like clawing
It's
out.
like a
Let me out!
now.
Let me out!
This is when my brain completely shut off the film it's really silly. So I just stopped. I lost a lot of interest. I'll be honest. So the notes are running thin.
I've got quite a few notes. If that helps.
I've got nothing until The Rock comes back. So Joe, do you have anything else for that?
So wait, do Vin Diesel and
Wait, it's not over.
No,
No,
there's a
we've still
third
got
act.
we've still got like 40 minutes left.
So
What?
my first note. Dom and Deckard meet up. I literally don't care about their feud. Like they get on top of like a car park complex and are on top, and like
They crash into each
Dom
other.
pulls
again.
out Dom pulls out a shotgun, and then he like, what was it? He's like, "This is a street fight," and he throws the gun
Oh,
down.
and he goes, "The street
and instead
always
he picks up-
wins."
But like he
Instead, he picks up a spanner,
yeah no he fucking
and it's a spanner versus metal pipe fight.
he prepares this shotgun. He does an Ash Williams and saws it off, so it's like ready to go. And then as soon as he gets there, he just like chucks it away. Like, what are you doing? Shoot the guy!
I'm gonna bring
My
a wrench
note on
to a
this
shotgun
is-
fight.
My note on this, which is my review on Letterboxd, is this just looks like the outside of a Weatherspoons on a Friday night. It's just two old blokes throwing fists at each other.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Like, am I meant to care about this? It's just, I don't care.
Then The Rock comes back, and I forgot he was in it because he's been gone for 2 hours. And then, so he sees all the chaos going on outside, and his daughter says to him, "What's going on?" And he says, "Daddy's got to go to work." And he flexes out of his cast
Yeah,
and
yeah, no,
arm
no, no.
Oh yes, yes.
and leaves the hospital. He's the goat. He's a fucking goat.
We,
Um,
the guy we
Also,
the guy we watched for the recap of this, by the way, progressively, he's like, "Oh, they've got like a super weapon. It's no match for good old
Predator.
American muscle." It's like, and then he's like, "Oh, and by the way, The Rock just flexes out of his arm cast." Anyway, like the guy was like slow as you watch it, he slowly descends into madness.
He was losing it by the end. He was like, and then they go into space because they have all American muscle. And it's like, oh my god.
I gotta watch that video, man.
I'll send it to you. It's the one I sent you, Xander, the other day, saying, "What the fuck did I just watch?" And you went, "Family."
Bro, I thought it was like a 30-second clip. You sent me a 20-minute video while I was at work. I was like, what do you want me to do with this?
Watch it when you get
I
home from
will
work.
say the fight scene between those two men. I don't know their names.
It all blurs together.
There was like a long staircase, and they were like
Oh,
sliding
yeah,
on a door,
yeah.
just punching each other. That was cool.
Very cool.
That's my one note on this film.
I put at this point, imagine thinking 5 is the best when this literally exists.
But this is bad, which means that all of them are bad.
Then I skipped a lot, I think, here. But then The Rock drives off a bridge in an ambulance and crashes into a drone, then picks up a minigun and says, "Woman, I am the cavalry."
This is what's so bad about America's health service. It's just Dwayne Johnson riding your ambulances. That's why America is fucked.
Listen, I said I ran out of gasps earlier, but now I need an oxygen tank. Because I got more gasps, baby.
Yeah, the cavalry line, I was like, oh, of course he said that. Woman, I am the cavalry.
Woman. And then, go on. I think you've got the next bit.
I've got the line.
You got the line.
The thing about street fight, the street always wins.
What
does that mean?
Yeah, and then Dom Toretto becomes a confirmed Earthbender. Just steps on the ground and it swallows Jason Statham up. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, no, because the floor cracks around them and none of them move. Jason Statham's like, here it comes, I'm just going to accept this.
Yep.
Take
Please
me,
tell me this
you know,
is the end of the film.
We're getting
There's
close.
a bit more.
We're getting close.
How isn't this the end?
So the guy from Guardians, he's in a helicopter and he shoots a missile at the thing. So Dom Toretto gets in his car, rides down like the car park like this, with lots of explosions, and then for some lucky reason, there's a ramp that leads straight up to where the helicopter's going to be, so he can ride up to it, throw a grenade inside, ride down, and crash, and then that explodes. And then Vin Diesel apparently dies, which I was quite happy with, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and while they're trying to get him out of the car, The Rock just moves like large pieces of rubble from around the car. He just like picks up like a whole bit of concrete and just like moves it. Just moves it to the side. Amazing.
I mean, rock by name, rock by nature. That made no sense. But Dom is dead, and to bring him back, Rodriguez suddenly gets all her memories back.
And we
Somehow.
see their wedding, and Dom got married in a white tank top. What a chad.
Yup. And they like really go at kissing, and it's really weird. Vin
It
Diesel
is.
has no chemistry with anyone, not even
Vin
himself.
Diesel makes out with people the same way I imagine a lion fucking devours a gazelle.
He kisses a mirror, and the reflection in the mirror probably walks away. It's that sort of deal.
God.
Then, have you got any more notes before like the final scene?
It's not the end.
Jason Statham doesn't do anything. That's my final note.
He
And
does
then,
just get locked
of
up.
course, the Paul Walker stuff.
So then, all the lines on the beach at the end are lined up like Transformers, and I fucking love it. They're all lined up like watching them all like be a family. It's like, yeah, this is great. Love this. And
I'm presuming that ending was changed when
I'm
Paul
guessing,
Walker died.
yeah. So then they have this nice moment where they're all saying like, let's just sit and watch this guy play with his kid. And then Vin Diesel drives off, and Charlie Puth starts singing, and I'm like, no, oh no. And then they play in like a nice montage of Paul Walker's best bits of being Paul Walker, and then they drive off. It's that that classic meme where the two
They drive
diverging
down two
paths.
separate roads.
And it's really cute. It's like, what a banger ending.
It's just a shame it was in a Fast and Furious movie.
It's really powerful stuff after that movie where they drove a car through 3 skyscrapers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, despite all the silliness of this film, it's a very touching ending. And that is probably one of the only bits I respect about this film.
I wrote a little wrap up if you guys would be interested.
I thought you said I wrote a little rap.
I was like,
You know,
yes.
rap about Dominic
yes,
Toretto.
please.
Listen, it's trash. Total schlock.
Absolutely.
It's silly, makes little sense, and is rarely intentionally funny. But it's just so silly, makes such little sense, and is constantly unintentionally hilarious. The action is absolutely high, and I want James Wan to do more action stuff, but this is the perfect turn your brain off blockbuster. I know I've laughed at it, and everyone else here hates these things, but I'm giving this a positive score, a rock solid 7 out of 10.
Whoa. Okay, I gave it a 2 out of 10. No, I gave it a 4 out of 10. No, I gave it, a 4 out of 10, but I
Me
think I might lower
halfway,
it.
me halfway. Hit it as a 3.
Okay, I'll put it as a 3. Let me change my letterbox rating. It's going down to 1.5 stars.
Yeah, that's Furious 7. It made $1.5 billion and funded Vin Diesel's next 4 vanity projects in the Fast and
Can I-
Furious films.
Can I just say, this would have got an extra half star if... Because there's a line in it where Dominic says, we don't just need to be fast. I expected them to say, we need to be
Need to be
furious. But he
furious.
doesn't. He doesn't.
What does he say
Missed opportunity,
instead?
so... I think he just ends it at, we don't just need to be fast.
That's awful. That is so bad. Oh my god.
This is trash.
So yeah, what did you guys bring to the table?
So
Simply the best Fast and Furious film.
I have to
Better than all the
agree.
rest?
So
Yes.
So we watched Fast and Furious, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which follows Sean Boswell, played by Lucas Black. As you know, what we'll walk through the plot before I give you a synopsis, because you've got to understand the leaps that this movie makes.
Can I?
Can I explain the opening really quickly?
Oh, okay, yeah, you do the opening.
So we meet Sean in a high school, and he's very like, "Ooh, I'm an anti-hero. I'm an edgy kid. I wear dark colors." And as he goes in, there's a weird nod towards American school shootings, with like hosing them down like metal detectors and shit. And then we see like a mascot like, oh well, I guess, like as he gets fucking like scanned down. It's weirdly dark. But then we see like the most American like high school bully thing ever. So not to alienate like our American listeners, but it's like over here there's a joke that American bullies are like, you're a doofus, you're like such a jerk. And we watch these bullies quite literally kidnap someone from the middle of like a motor vehicles class and start hosing his stomach down with like industrial paint.
the
most,
heck?
like,
And Sean just kind of looks at it and goes,
oh yeah.
family. No, he doesn't.
But
But
Sean
he does
walks
just look
in.
at it and go, damn, and walks away.
Sean walks in and he's like, gosh diggity darn, that's Jimmy and his buddies at it again. Once like, I shit you not, this child has like a hand clamped over his mouth and is writhing and screaming. It's like
Christ.
the most horrific.
It's terrible.
What
my
the fuck? I also made note to say that none of these people look like children. They all look like
Oh, yeah.
adults. Alex, do you want to explain the race at the start?
Yes. So the high school bully has his car parked next to Sean's, and he's like, his girlfriend's like, "Oh, nice ride," and he's like, "Yeah, it gets the job done."
The
And
dick joke.
dick joke. And then so the bully comes over and he's like, your car is awful," and the guy's like, "Well, let's race and find out."
Well,
and the
hold
girl's
on.
like,
No, there's the Transformers meme there, which he says it's not about the car, it's about the driver, and I verbally screamed at the top of my lungs, "The driver doesn't pick the car picks the driver."
So like,
That's Harry Potter, not Transformers.
No,
I don't
it's
care.
Transformers. It's the opening from Michael Bay's first Transformers movie with Bumblebee.
okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're nitpicking here. I'm gonna speed it up.
Oh,
'Cause I'm tired.
speed it up. Oh,
Shut up. No, because I'm tired after that like
Because
3-hour
broom,
recap
broom.
of like a terrible film. This film, so the
I feel called out.
no, it was a wonderful recap. But I'm just gonna speed past the details because they're not necessary. So the bully throws a rock through this kid's window. It smashes it, and he's just like, "You've just smashed my car." And he like gets the wrench. He's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." And the girl's
the
like,
wrenches
"Why
in
don't
this
we
film?
race for it? And the prize can be me." Because it's like an early 2000s film, and it's like, "Oh, here we go." So then they race.
which, by the way, we see someone quite literally, instead of like undo their bra, they just rip it off
And then like
and then
onto the
drop
ground
it like
as
a
flag.
racing flag. Like
It's very
that
strange.
must be the most painful maneuver for that character to go. Like that's elastic. How hard do you need to pull? By the
So
way, these
they
are all high
race.
schoolers.
So they race. They both get in. They both trash their cars. The bully's like bleeding like crazy. The girl's like screaming. She's covered in like cuts and bruises and blood and stuff. We literally see them crash head on into like a wall or something, and her airbag like explodes in her face. It's fucking brilliant. So that happens, and then he flips his car.
He doesn't just
Flip to
flip it.
them.
He fucking rolls
He
it.
totals it. He totals the car completely.
Do any of these people die?
No. No,
Oh, no,
he
you do
walks
see them
away with like
bloodied up.
yeah, you see them bloodied up.
They are like, he smiles at the girl whilst they're in the police station. He smiles like that, like all teeth, and his mouth is just full of blood.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So like it is quite good.
It's like the
something I'll give
the guy
Tokyo
from Lord of the
I-
Drift
Rings.
I
compared
should
to the other films is that they do show off their injuries instead of Vin Diesel walking out like unscathed from a wreck.
yeah,
The
I
angel.
should note as well that this movie, the Fast and Furious franchise, was supposed to be an anthology at one point. Hence why this movie barely includes Dominic Toretto.
Is this the second film?
Third,
No.
but it's technically
The-
the seventh. No, the
yeah,
sixth.
before
Huh?
this.
It's
the
technically the
this is
sixth.
technically the sixth, but this is this was released after Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, this was released in 2006. And I mean, just really quickly, it only got 38 on on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score was like 69. Funny joke. So I don't know.
69.
It made a lot of. It made like 159 million at the box office.
Not good at all.
So,
I mean, Avatar 2 did well though, and that's not a very good film.
Agreed. So
What, wait.
no.
hang on a second.
No,
I
no.
disagree with you completely, and we're not gonna
How,
touch that right
how,
now.
how am I being cooked like this?
So-
What's going on?
so they instead of like the cops are pressing charges. They're like, we're gonna ruin your life, and they're like, you don't have a bail. And then his mum is like, well, we're not skipping town. And then it cuts to him being put on an airplane. I don't know how they got him out of jail. I don't know how they got around the charges. But his mum's like, we're extraditing you to fucking Japan to get out, to get around these charges. I don't know how this works.
And it's really clear that they've done it before, because he comes out of the prison cell and he's just like, should I go back home and like pack my bags and get ready to move again? And she's like, no, I'm done moving. And then it flips to him on the plane. He's being like extradited to his uncle in Tokyo.
It's his dad. It's his dad.
Is it his dad?
It's his dad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Gets sent out to his dad, and he shows up in Tokyo, brand new country, knows very little Japanese, and his dad's like, school in the morning at 7.
Bye. That
Bye.
just leaves the poor lad to like wander about the streets of Tokyo alone.
Is this just the plot of the Karate Kid?
You know what? Not far from it.
The Karate Kid is not set in Japan.
So
No, but the second one, I mean the reboot wasn't it?
yeah, it was. So then we go to Sean's school. Sean meets the love
Neela.
interest of the movie, Neela, played by Nathalie
Nathalie
Natalie.
Kelly. It's Nathalie.
Natalie. It's
No.
Natalie.
It's spelled Nath.
I know, but that's how Natalie
Okay.
is sometimes spelled.
Natalie Kelly, who is the love interest of this movie, and me and Alex went, oh, there's the stereotypical love interest because she is not Asian, and they are terrified of pairing the non-Asian person with an Asian person.
It's so clear because he walks into the classroom, and you look around the classroom, obviously it's full of like Japanese students, but right at front center there's this one like Latino girl, and she's like, hi, and it's like, well there's the clear love interest, because you're obviously not gonna like pair like this southern American boy with like just, I don't know, probably one of like the locals, or like someone who's been there. But then he also asks a very strange question when they start talking. He goes, so where are you from? And she goes, well, I'm from here. And he goes, no, not where you live. Where are you really from? And it's like,
No.
oh my god.
Oh,
And she's like, does that matter?
Things that also didn't age well. The high school at the start has their mascot is a no, they have a piñata. Sorry, of
Oh,
a
yeah.
Native American.
And they're
And
beating it
They
up.
are beating it, and it gets like sawed in half pretty much by the baseball bat, and the kids start cheering.
Anyway,
Oh my
right. So yeah, he meets a love interest.
He
they're
meets
talking,
Twinkie.
He gets embarrassed in front of his whole class. And then he meets Twinkie, who's played by Bow Wow. Now, Twinkie, like I said, he's just your classic stereotypical, basically, he's the black guy in the Asian school that is selling broken iPods and is the funny short man. And that's his entire character. I love Twinkie to pieces. I think he's ace. But that's basically what his character is. He introduces Sean to the world of the street racing in Tokyo, which, you'd think if this kid's just been extradited to another country to avoid jail, he'd maybe stay away from the street racing.
Oh yeah,
But
he's also
no.
told by his dad, "Don't let me see you in a car or anywhere near a car." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, Dad." And then on the first day, he like dawdles off into this like dingy parking lot with Twinkie, whose car is modeled after the Hulk. Might I add? It's horrendous.
What is the fascination with the Hulk? Because the Hulk TV show pops up in
Does
Fast and
it?
Furious 7 on the TV.
Didn't
I
know
don't
that.
know.
Didn't know that. Yeah, but Twinkie has a car that is quite literally made to look like the Hulk's head, and it is horrendous.
It's awful.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm looking at it.
It is disgusting.
Can I just check? Is this The Hulk or Hulk
The
Hogan?
Hulk.
That it's
The
modelled.
Hulk.
Okay.
It's not going to be modelled after Hulk Hogan, Joe.
I don't know.
So we meet at this car meetup. We meet Han, who
Han,
we
my
all know.
beloved.
We all know and love, and we also meet the guy who is one of the sickest fucking names in the entirety of the Fast and Furious franchise. DK also stands for the Drift King.
Oh.
What a fucking title! His uncle is a Yakuza enforcer, and everyone kind of like, ooh, he's Yakuza, ooh. And DK kind of runs the gig here. Now, the thing is, in Japan, apparently, in the Fast and Furious world, drifting is the big thing. And we kind of learned from the first race that Sean cannot make turns for his own fucking life. So much so that when he takes his first turn in the race, he goes through a fucking porta potty. So, he must learn to turn, like Zoolander turning left.
Learn to turn. Or Donna Noble.
Yeah, so Han gives him a key to his car because he wants to race the Drift King, because the Drift King is dating Neela, and that's a no-go. He's like, let the woman speak for herself. Like, why don't we race for her? You know, just completely inverting that. Let the woman choose. Actually, we'll race for you. Lol. During this, he absolutely destroys Han's car. And Han's like, you owe me a car. You owe me money. So you effectively work for me now. Han is friends with DK and is running, I think, is it drugs? It's implied to be?
It's implied to be some sort of illegal operation. They don't they don't say obviously, but like it's clear that Han works for DK doing something, basically.
Also, all the females at this car rally are all borderline nude.
Yeah.
What is this film franchise's fascination with
Now,
that?
I don't know.
What I will say is, Han takes Sean to like this club to like show him his operation, and in doing so, they go through this room with like all these women and stuff, and like the women are like coming to Han, and they go towards Sean, and he goes, "He's underage. Don't go near him." So at least
There's morals somewhere.
at least it's not like your movie when they go up to like an 18-year-old and go, "I bet you got some boulders under there." Like,
Yeah.
at least there's some respect.
And the women
for the
are
age
all
of
like,
consent.
okay, and then they go up
Yeah.
to Han and like start kissing him everywhere, basically.
Do we want to speed run through this?
Yes. So, basically, they just talk about that. Sean's like, why have you taken me on? I've trashed your car. I don't have any money. I can't pay you. And Hannah's like, anybody can have a driver or anything like that, but I need trust. I need friends. Like, I need somebody that I can rely on, basically. Because all the
I need
people that are
family.
working for him currently are obviously, if they get paid anything more, they'll just go off to the highest bidder.
But
So he's like, I need friends.
there is a twist. Han is actually siphoning money from DK's operation. He's stealing from him, and he's brought Sean on
Whoa.
because for some reason DK really hates Sean to the point that DK refers to him as a monkey.
Yeah.
Which was a moment. And Twinkie very unfortunately has to say Monkey hasn't had his banana today. Things that the Fast and Furious franchise has said.
It's 2006.
Yeah, very unfortunately. Anyway,
It was a different time.
so Sean's kind of like there.
Women couldn't even vote back then. Come on.
Sean's there to aggravate DK, so Han begins to teach Sean how to drift. Han also gives Sean this like new car.
It's a really nice
It's a
car.
really nice red car. So he begins to teach him how to drift, and Sean begins to like beat people in races. And his dad's like, "If you keep racing, I'm gonna have to send you back to America, and then you're gonna go to jail." So they know they did something illegal there. Then it comes out that DK beat Sean in a race, if my memory serves me right. And then races Han, and during this race,
No, you're not.
or
No,
am I jumping?
you're jumping. So what happens is DK finds out that Han's been siphoning the money and pulls up to his workshop with a bunch of other people with a gun. And he's like, it's like a simple Glock, but like this was the early Fast and Furious days where everything was simple. So he pulls up with a gun, and he's like, "You've been siphoning money from me. You know, I'm gonna kill you and kill everyone here." So everyone's like, "Shit." So, to escape, Han gets in a car, Neela and Sean get in a car, and then obviously DK is now chasing after Han. This is the big high-speed chase, and it is one of the coolest scenes in the entire film. And I actually have some really cool lore about this
You
scene.
have some really good trivia about this.
So,
Ooh.
this is the scene just before Han's death where they're racing through the streets of Tokyo. There is a very famous scene where there is the large crosswalk with a load of big crowd of people, and they have to drift through the people. Now, that scene, obviously, everything in this film was practical to my knowledge, or very little CGI was used. That entire scene was practical as well, and they actually didn't have the licensing for that scene, to my knowledge.
Permission to drift through the crowd.
They didn't have the permission to shoot that scene.
shit.
So what they did is they had one take of it, and they just drifted the cars through the streets of Tokyo, filming it as they went.
And then they got the fuck out of Tokyo.
And then they got the fuck out of Tokyo.
Damn. But they're not like sued or anything for it. Like, surely they must have found out afterwards.
No, because the majority of the scenes were approved, but it was just that one scene that was not approved, or they just didn't get the licensing in time, or something happened. I'm not sure necessarily on the details, but
So were these actual people that, like, they weren't extras? So they literally could have got run over.
Quite possibly.
I assume they're extras. No, they're extras.
there was a lot of extras there. But I assume they got they put out a thing before the cars were coming, and I assume they were like, look, these cars are gonna come around the corner, get ready to move, you know. It's just that's quite cool. So yeah, that happens. Obviously, now that we know it was Shaw crashed into Han, caused the car to flip, and then the explosion occurs, and Han is dead, or we think he's dead at least.
Dead until Fast 9.
Wait, so do you not see what caused him to crash in this?
No, you just see cars hit him.
Just a car. Just a car crashed into him. That's why I love the simplicity of this film. There's no fucking MCU plot overarching. It's just a car was there at the wrong time. Han didn't see it. It crashed into him. He flipped, and then his car exploded.
Like
So obviously Sean is heartbroken. Neela is heartbroken. They're all heartbroken. So they go back to Sean's dad's place. DK follows them, and there's a big confrontation. DK pulls out his gun, puts it to Sean's head, and is like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm taking the girl with me. Neela's crying. It's quite a distressing scene actually. But then Sean's dad, absolute Chad, comes out of his house with a gun and is like, I think you better leave. So that happens.
Then, Sean's dad's like, you're getting on a plane. You're getting out of Tokyo. And he's like, no, Dad. I've got to stay here and face what I have done. I started this. It comes full circle. Sean always running from his problems. Sean now takes a stand. Now we see that Sean's dad actually has this really old Dodge Charger, my favorite type of car, in his garage. It's broken down. It's all crap. And Sean's like, I've got to deal with this at the heart of its problem. So Sean takes Han's money, which Twinkie gives him. He's like, I think Han would have wanted you to have had this. He goes back to the Yakuza this time, straight to the top, and he gives them the money Han had been stealing and says, I want to sort this. Let me and DK race, and the loser has to leave town. So his uncle's like, yeah, I agree. You actually paid back. I'm down for this. So they have a race down this massive fucking mountain that DK has seemingly been the only one to have survived. Now the team build a new car from the wrecks of Han's car, and the Charger.
The wreck of Han's car, the wreck of the car that Sean first got, and also Sean's dad's car. It's an amalgamation of them all.
Yeah.
To produce this beautiful Dodge Charger, which is the cars in this film are incredible.
Muy bueno. They then have this fucking awesome drifting sequence, racing each other down the mountain, and okay. In my own opinion, it went a little long, and then I realized that I was watching a movie about people driving, and then I was like, okay, it can be given some slack. it is some fucking awesome driving. Like, if there's one thing I'm a slut for in a movie, it's cool, practical driving. And yeah, this all of this is be fucking amazing. It does miss one thing, Eurobeat. If you haven't listened to Eurobeat before, it's a genre of music that goes excellently with racing, and it's fucking amazing. This entire movie missed out on Eurobeat.
When Hamish found out that we were going to be watching Tokyo Drift, I was incredibly happy because, like, it's a favourite childhood film of mine. I used to watch it with my mum on, like, ITV2 on the afternoons when I was a kid. So I love this film anyway. It's got a banging soundtrack, obviously.
It does have a
song.
cracking soundtrack.
And Hamish turned around to me and he said,
If you wanna know how to live in Tokyo.
It's incredible. They only play the
Fast
song
and
twice in the
Furious.
film. It's brilliant, though.
Amazing.
But Hamish turned around to me and was like, is there a Eurobeat in the song? I was like, no, there isn't. Why would there be Eurobeat in a 2006 film? Like, what?
Because Eurobeat is wonderfully old and deep fried.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe.
Is this film? Do they say this film is set in 2006? Do they say when it's set?
No.
No, but it's very 2006 in that they all have like flip phones.
Yeah, they've all
Because it
got
would
flip
have
phones,
to be
yeah.
It would have to be 2015, surely. If
Oh,
it's
that's
to
very
fit with
true.
Yeah, well,
Fast and Furious 7.
I don't think
the
they were
lore
thinking...
is-
And how old is Dominic? How
He
old
looks
does
very
Dom look
young.
in this film?
He looks very young.
So how does that
It
work?
doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. If you're looking for consistency with this movie, think about the 3 skyscrapers again. But yeah, no, they race down to the bottom. Han outdrifts the Drift King.
Han
and-
is dead.
Sorry, not Han. Sorry. Sean outdrifts the Drift King. And Drift King gets the Doctor Strange treatment.
His car flips.
His car flips and goes off a cliff. And fucking
Does he die?
nosedives. No, but we do get one shot of him being like his
Crawling out.
bloodied body being pulled out of like the wreckage. He's still alive, but like yeah, he gets pulled out. But yeah, that man should be paced.
The ending of the film is really nice. Neela and Sean are obviously together. Twinkie's there. He's having fun. Sean has been crowned the new Drift King of Tokyo, so a lot of people are coming to challenge him, basically. They're in the original parking lot. They're all there with all their friends. And Twinkie pulls up and he's like, hey, there's this guy here that wants to race you. And Sean's like, no, not
Oh,
tonight,
it's
not
not-
tonight. I don't want to race tonight.
not Dom, is
Twinkie
it?
turns around and he says, it's a friend of Hans. He says they were like family. So the car pulls up. Sean looks to his left. It's Dom Toretto.
No.
He's here.
No.
And then the film ends just as
No.
they're about to start the race.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no,
It's a
he-
really good film.
Well, no, he says
We-
something
We
like
find out.
he says like something like this race might be a short one, and then Dom goes, "Don't worry, I got all night." My only gripe
How does that make sense?
my only gripe with this movie's ending is that Sean's car is not the one that him and his friends put together to beat the Drift King. It's some
Yeah,
like
he's got like
new,
this
shiny
different souped
car.
out car.
Yeah, it would have been nicer if it was the car he beat Drift King with. But aside from that, that's where the movie ends.
We find
Why
out
does
in
your film
Furious
sound so
7
much better?
that Vin Diesel wins that race.
Ah, suck a cock!
Wait, how do we find that out?
Because when they meet, it shows that last scene from the movie, and then they start talking, and he hands him that necklace, doesn't he? And he says that, oh yeah, Han said you were, you said you were good at racing, but like, and sorry, Tom won that.
That's really annoying.
Oh.
I enjoyed that film going into it being like, oh, this isn't a Fast and Furious film. This is a film about a kid who goes to Tokyo, learns that street racing is really different here, and has to adapt to it in order to help his newfound friends and family. And it's just like,
overcomes
it's a
like the
good
bully
film.
and yeah.
with like
It-
amazing
Yeah, that sounds like so
action
much-
shots and amazing driving.
It sounds so much better than what we had.
And it's only an hour and 44 minutes.
Like
ours was so
like
long.
the thing is,
and there was no
if
plot.
you told me that this movie wasn't a Fast and Furious movie, I'd be like, sure. Like,
If it was just called Tokyo Drift.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'd believe you.
It's just a really
How
good
many
film.
bold people are in it as well?
One.
And was
It's
it Dom?
Yeah.
See,
Like
Everything else about the film is really, really good, but then it's just when they try and like, oh, it's Dom Toretto, we're connecting it to the wider universe. It's like, oh, fuck
like
off.
okay, I want to watch the rest of the movies that have Sean in them, purely because I care about Sean. I don't care about.
is he in others then?
I
Apparently,
care about Sean
he's-
and I care about Han.
He only shows up in the 9th one.
I'm gonna
So-
after this recording, I'm going to watch the clip from 7, just so I can see more of Sean, and then I'm gonna go and look into the scenes from the 9th, because I want to see Han and Sean reunite, because apparently that happens, and
does.
I want to just see more Sean because he's really cool. I think it's a fucking cracking movie.
Wow, this
jealous.
is taking
I'm
this is
jealous.
taking a turn. I'm glad you guys liked it.
What would you rate it?
Oh, 8.
Yeah.
Solid 8, maybe 9. I could happily watch that film over and over again.
I'd rate it 7.5 to 8.
See, when I saw it, I thought it was like really dull.
No, it's because it's not like the other movies. There's no one being launched from cars and like catching onto another car. It's just a street racing movie, and that's all it needs
Because
to
it's
be.
rooted in reality.
That's what
that's
the,
all
that's what
it
the Fast
needs
and
to
Furious
be.
films were. They were just street
Yeah.
racing films. And
Hey,
now
I think the
they've...
first one's solid.
You know, I'm not saying that like what we've got now is bad. You know, there's nothing wrong with mindless action films. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's the fact that a lot of people now will watch the most recent films, go back to the earlier ones, and be like, "These are boring. These are boring films." It's like, well, no, because they were street racing films. That's it. That's all they were.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think the first one's really good.
Yeah.
Like it's Point Break with cars and DVD players, but like I think it's really solid and it's got good relationships.
Dude,
The second one leans more into action, and that is terrible.
Yeah.
the plot
but
of the
then-
first one is that Dom's crew are stealing Panasonic TVs. Like,
And portable DVD
yeah,
players.
like that's all you need. You don't need like this is a super secret death world destroying weapon. And instead of like sending in special forces, we'll go get these random guys that we found off the street and let them drop their planes out of jets.
Does the pacifier fit into the Fast and Furious franchise?
I don't think so, Joe. Unfortunately.
Oh.
There we go. That'll wrap up the main topic. Fast X is now in cinemas by the time it's come out. So let us know if you watched the new one. If you like the Fast and Furious movies, let us know in the comment bit on Spotify, or send us a message on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, and we'll get back to you.
We will not be watching the film for the podcast, by the way. So.
No, we won't.
God,
So
no.
get disappointed.
God no.
This is all your Fast and Furious.
This will be a relief to them, probably.
Content, yeah. But before we finish, does anyone want to sell me a movie or a TV show or a game or a music or a book? If you're a nerd,
You're damn right I do.
Oh.
Just like I've mentioned, Eurobeat, fucking amazing genre of music. Me and Xander for the past week now have been doing a thing that we send each other a song every day. Or at least when we can remember to. And we listen to the songs and we tell each other a little bit back and forth. Xander, this song is going to be the one I'm going to send you today. It is Eurobeat. It is called Beat of the Rising Sun by Dave Rogers. It is... Okay. It is the most, like, exhilarating fucking music. Whenever you listen to Eurobeat, you feel the sudden urge to go steal a car and to just floor it. There is no other way about it. So, my two favorites are Beat of the Rising Sun by Dave Rogers. Listen to the extended. And Gas, Gas, Gas. That song is like fucking nitro for your veins. Dude, it's beautiful. Go listen to it.
cool. I like it. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Recommendation?
I'm taking a very different tone, probably from the entirety of this podcast. I'm going to recommend the video game Dark Souls 3. because, you know, we talked a lot about storytelling and, like, stories not making sense today. And if you want to play a video game where the story just doesn't make sense until you read the item descriptions, Dark Souls 3 is a really good game. I've spent hours combing over item descriptions just to maybe get some recollection of the lore. And it's really good lore, you know, you just gotta dig for it, but it's also it's an entertaining game that you can play over and over again. That's why I would just recommend Dark Souls 3 to anybody.
Cool. Isn't that the one where it gets harder every time you die?
No. No. The Dark Souls gamers don't have a difficulty meter, they just have one set difficulty.
Oh, right, but they are really hard.
Yeah, they're just
and that
hard, so you just die a lot.
difficulty is fuck you up.
Yeah, you just die a lot and you have to learn from each death. That's it.
Oh, okay. Joe, anything?
See, I was going to recommend a TV show, but I've just thought of something that also links into this episode. So I'm going to recommend a game that I recently got, which is Forza Horizon. It is like... So, little story. When I first got my Xbox and my TV in first year of uni, I wanted this game, but I made the mistake of buying Forza Motorsport, which is just the tracks, not the free roam, and I wanted the free roam. So, with money given by the uni, I almost said the uni, whoops, don't want to dox, I bought this, and it's so good, and I've done what was in Tokyo Drift. I went down a mountain and drifted down it.
How fun is
It's
it?
so good. It's really good.
Cool.
So
that
buy
sounds
it.
really fun.
Go
Buy
watch
it.
Tokyo Drift, Joe. It'll make you feel nicer about the entire series. It's an hour and 40.
Will
It's an hour and 40.
maybe.
I am going to recommend a TV show. It is on Freevee, which is a free service on Amazon Prime. And it is the show Jury Duty. You guys heard about this?
Is this the one with James Marsden in it?
This is the one with James Marsden.
I haven't
So
seen it.
it's
but...
it's a 8-episode, half hour each episode comedy show. It's a documentary comedy. That's about this these people doing jury duty, and they're sitting watching a trial and they've got to give a verdict on. But you're getting unprecedented access into the life of a jury. There's just one issue, is that none of it's real. And everyone involved is an actor, except for one guy in the jury, who is real and thinks that everything happening here is happening on purpose.
Oh my god.
Dear God.
It is absolutely fantastic. It's 8 episodes. You'll get through it in no time. And yeah, very, very funny. James Marsden shows up he's meant like the face of it. And because he's a famous actor. And so he shows up as James Marsden, and he's on the jury. Very, very funny. Great performance from him. And yeah, it's really, really worth a watch. Worth your time. It's free to watch as well on Freevee with adverts. And when I watched it, I'll be honest, I didn't get any adverts, so I don't know whether that means anything. But yeah, worth a watch. Jury Duty. Go check it out.
Hurrah.
That'll do it. That'll do it for the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here to listen to us waffle for a while. Alex,
Yes.
people can't find you anywhere, but is there anything you want
I
to say
found
to them?
Alex. I found Alex.
No, you didn't.
I liked your tweet. Did you not
Which
see?
tweet was it?
It was.
I'll
it
cut
was
this out.
about the Riddler having autism.
Oh yeah. No, you can include that because the Riddler does have autism. No, yeah, you can't find me anywhere. My account's still secret. You won't find me.
Cool. Great. Thanks for being here.
Cheers, Mon. Anytime.
Hamish?
Where can the people find me? You can
Yeah.
find me at Beaten Hamish at Twitter, where we like to like and talk in the comments of Joe's old tweets. I like to.
You say that. You rarely do it, Hamish.
Don't
He's gonna
tempt
do
me.
it now. You've just reminded him.
I also
I could just block you.
I have several burners.
I'll just block them.
You underestimate
blocked a
my
lot of people on
ability to
Twitter.
make new accounts.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it.
You will try.
I
will
have
try.
70 alternative accounts.
And you can also find me at Hamish2864. The numbers don't mean anything, but they are on Instagram. And go check me out there. Lots of fun stuff.
Joe.
You
Where can
can
one
find me at Cook11 Joseph, where I will not be talking about Fast and Furious at all, ever. You can find me on YouTube at Rebel Hoovian, and you can find me on Instagram at JoeCook_digital artist. What about you, Xander?
Me, you can find me on the Filmy and Podcast Instagram, Facebook, where we post posters every week that are made by Joe, our wonderful Joe Cook. Thank you very much, Joe.
I don't know what I'm doing for this week's
I'm
one.
sure
Oh, you're gonna have to
write
make
one.
Xander into Vin Diesel.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god!
Have you got a vest? Xander, have you got a vest?
I don't have a vest.
Go get a vest,
I can
Primark.
put my vest on. It's fine.
I regret this immediately. Listen, if you want to listen back to any of our old episodes, scroll back through our Spotify. We have just one episode or maybe 2 episodes remaining on our MCU tournament, so make sure you are caught up on those before we drop the next one in a few weeks' time. And next week, we haven't decided what we're doing. I'm sure it'll be great, so make sure you're there.
Blind pitch?
Um,
?
Maybe we will have a discussion
scary,
after
though.
this. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Bye bye. Tschüss.